Hello YouTube. Back again in the shop. Just tearing up everything I've got. Trying to make something new since I can't afford to buy anything new. If you've seen the channel at all, you know I got this. This body is a RC or Radio Shack, not RC 4-wheel drive. It's identical. It's the same mold as the Tamiya Isuzu Amigo, Isuzu Moo from the 90s. Came on the CC01 chassis. Same chassis, same wheelbase as the Tamiya Jeep Wrangler YJ body. And I got this body and I tried to strip some of the stickers off because it's covered in stickers, and I was having a hard time, and I got some of that goof off stuff, and you can see that didn't do very well. It ate into the plastic a little bit, so not sure how that's going to turn out, but my original plan was to make a crawler out of it, and then I started sandblasting the chassis that I was going to use, and I've had an issue with my sandblasting cabinet, and the hose messed up, and I just kind of lost interest. Sat around for a while, and then I used it for my Tamiya TAO2 drift chassis, and I shortened the wheelbase to fit this body, and it was pretty cool, but you know, hard bodies are hard to find, and I mean, this is an SUV. A lot of them were 4-wheel drive. It should be on a crawler. So I started messing around with it again. I did kill my RC 4-wheel drive Yota, my Bruiser, which is basically their version of the Tamiya Bruiser. See, here is the Bruiser chassis, and how much shorter it is now. So I wasn't using that truck. I wasn't real happy with the performance. It, you know, with everything that's out now with rock crawlers, now that it's mainstream, everybody makes one, and there's so much accessories and so many mods and stuff you can do. The Bruiser is really obsolete, other than a collector's item. I would still like to buy one of the reissue kits and put one together, kind of stock, just because, but those are expensive. So, long time ago, I shortened an original Bruiser chassis and put my old Tamiya Jeep Wrangler body on it, which I sold on eBay last year, I believe, and I've been seeing it in Facebook groups. The guy that bought it never used it, and he traded it off to someone, and they've built it up and put a real 2 cage around it, and it looks pretty good. I'm happy to see it finally going to hit some trails and get used. But when I started it, it was on this chassis, and this is, like I said, original Bruiser chassis that has been through hell. It's been cut up, shortened, lots of extra holes in it. It's been used 3 or 4 times, 3 or 4 incarnations, and it's a good bit shorter. So I'm just bored. Like I said, I can't spend any money right now. Everything's tight, the economy's tight. May get laid off, don't know. Got to worry about bigger, grown-up stuff. But so I'm just messing around with what I got, what I can do for free at home with everything I already have. And I figured, what the hey? I'm not using that Yota chassis. I'd already robbed the drive lines from it and electronics from it, and it was just a rolling carcass anyway. So I'll go ahead and rob everything else from it. So I'm not going to use the rails. I may use the shock mounts, but it's going to be a while before we get to that. We've got our center crossmember with our Triton transfer case. And if you're familiar with these, they come like this. If you flip it, and I made a sheet metal skid plate that bolts to it. Tucks it up a little bit, but it just looks more scale. We don't have that giant hunk of aluminum sticking down to catch on stuff. You just have a little skid plate that you can shape and mold however you want. I just use some sheet metal from Home Depot, a little 12 by 12 sheet that I bought for doing little odds and ends. and got all the cross members. The only issue is the RC four-wheel drive rails are solid. They are thick aluminum. The original Bruiser chassis rails are C-channel, so everything's going to be too short to bolt directly into it. So I'm going to have to shim all my cross members, unless I use some of the originals for stuff, which we might when we get there. This is your transmission cross member. It's been modded before to mount an axial center transmission motor mount when I built this the first time. And as for the body, I don't know what I'm going to do. It looks like hell. All this white is the goof off that messed up the body, started eating into the plastic. I'm half tempted to throw it in the sandblaster once I get it fixed and just kind of knock it down and then primer the hell out of it, make a trail truck out of it. It's not going to be pretty. None of my trucks are pretty. They're all weathered and beaten. That's the look I like. So not too worried about it. I mean, it's still solid. It's not broken. Hoping I can rig up some kind of windshield for it. Maybe some kind of cage. I toyed with the idea of making it into a pickup. I've seen it done a couple times with these. They cut the back off and make a truck bed out of it, but I think that's beyond my skill level. I'm not that good with styrene yet. And this body line, it'd be hard to mimic with the tools I have and the level of my abilities with styrene. So I figured I'd go ahead and throw together the old short wheelbase Bruiser chassis. Just kind of see where I'm at. This, like I said, I did a video about this when I first got the body. It's been a couple months back. It's a long-term project. It's not anything. I mean, if I need a part for it, it ain't gonna happen. So it's one of those kind of deals. But I finally just wanted to mock it up. I'm gonna keep messing with it while I'm editing videos and stuff here tonight. Go ahead and put I only got one rail in here right now. Go ahead and pull the body off to show you. Got one rail on it. And I'm going to go ahead and mock it up. I'm not going to tighten anything down yet because I may need to tweak the wheelbase some. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Alright guys, so I did a little more work here. Running into some good situations. Things are working better than I thought they would. This is the Delrin front Crossmember with the servo mount machined into it that came with the Yota kit, and this is the original one for the Bruiser frame. Obviously no servo mount there, so I'm going to run with that. I did on this keep the leaf reversed, so the perch is on the back, the shackle's on the front. It would originally be the other way around, and luckily I'd already modified this for that, so everything can move like it's supposed to in the front here. Kinda gotta loosen up some stuff, but next I'm gonna start looking at, I think I'll do a rear cross member first, just to start stiffening up the frame, because right now that's the only thing I've got other than the suspension. Before I tighten everything down, I want to get all the cross members in and get them all squared away, however we're going to do that. I did want to show you a picture I mentioned earlier about the what this used to be on, my original Jeep YJ body that I'd made this chassis for. I'm going to show you that pic now, and then we'll be back. I'll come back with the little more progress. Alright, so I got the front cross member in, rear went in. The middle transfer case mount is still going to need a little bit of work. I've got a couple screws in it. The holes don't line up with the existing holes, of course. Why would they ever make anything compatible? And I've got to shim inside the C channel So that's going to be fun. I've been looking at using some of these little spacers and stuff like that. Finding the right balance of those is going to take a little time. And I was looking at putting this motor or this transmission in here, and it's just a little too wide to fit inside in between the rails, and the blocks themselves are too wide to fit in the C channel. So, plus I've got to balance between where I have room and room for the motor to not hit the steering servo in the front. So looking like right at the leaf perches is going to be pushing it. But if I go back any further, that's going to put my angle down too far, and then I'm going to have driveline problems. I'm not even sure if that's going to work as a transmission, so it's going to take a little bit more brainstorming here. Been working on this project all day, just kind of seeing how far I can get. So I'm going to keep doing some fandangling around here and see what we can come up with. Alright, so I did a little more work. Mocked up the body, looking at height and possible body mounts. Got a couple ideas on that. Still, I've got the transfer case Crossmember in. I was having some issues because where it needs to be with the shortened wheelbase, the front bolt hole on it kind of is on the curve of the frame, where it starts to narrow up towards the front. So every time I would tighten it down, it would start tweaking the passenger side frame rail. It'd be down in the back and up in the front. So I quit putting shims in it. I just put some screws through that reach. The other side fits nicely in the C channel, but I'll show you more about that here in a minute. Wheelbase is off just a little bit. When this was set up for the Wrangler, you can see the back. Both of them have to be cut out a little bit if we end up using this body. You never know where we'll end up with it. But yeah, I've got all the suspension, all the leaf spring mounts, shackles and perches all tightened down. Still haven't figured out how I'm going to mount the motor. Is this not a good way to do that? I don't know what other options are right now. That's the only transmission I have, or the built disruptor transmission. I do have an R3 in the background there out of the Trailfinder 2. Might play around with that and see if it'll fit. The way it mounts, it might work. Never know. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night on this one. Kind of spinning my wheels in the mud here. It's just brainstorming, so not really doing nothing to film. So we'll wrap this up. This will be part 1 of the short wheelbase Bruiser build. Please like, subscribe, and share, and keep checking back. We'll have more videos up soon. Thanks for watching.